guys, welcome back to some more early morning AFK Arena. Now the patch did come up, which means that we are getting our brand new Hypogean hero. Let's go ahead and run through the skills and abilities, guys. Now this one, Olgath, looks simply amazing. You can see he almost has like a pet behind him. Looks very space age, kind of interesting for AFK Arena. So again, let's run through these skills and abilities, guys. So the Infernal Bombardment. Leaps into the air with Death Knell, which I'm sure is that little pet. Fires an infernal shot at each enemy in turn until all enemies have taken damage from the skill one time, or there are no more targetable enemies. He fires at least 5 and at most 10 infernal shots each time the skill is used. He is invincible while firing. So this kind of reminds me of a Zeke's kind of skill. Infernal Shot consumes 1 loaded shell of each type, which will be fused together and fired at the target, dealing AoE damage equal to 250% of Olgath's attack rating, and triggering the effect of the consumed shell. If no shells are consumed, only the AoE damage will be dealt. So pretty interesting skill right there. The bombardment continues until all enemies have taken damage or there are no more targetable enemies. He'll fire 5 to 15 shells, and then he will fire 10 to 30 shells. Wow. And this one, of course, takes all enemies taking damage from the skill 2 times. So again, this is going to be kind of like a Zika skill that is just going to literally bombard the entire area 10 to 30 times. So when we think of Scarlet and the amount of bolts that she shoots, that's going to be pretty interesting to see. So the slotted shell, Olgath creates a barrier of scatter shells, shrapnel shells, or piercing shells in that order. He feeds the ball to Death Knell, loading it with 3 shells of that type, then fires 1 infernal shot. Death Knell can store 3 shells of each type. When firing an infernal shot, consuming a scattered shell greatly increases the AoE of the shot. Consuming a shrapnel shell fires 2 extra shots, dealing AoE damage. Consuming a pure shell causes the target to lose additional health equal to 80% of the attack rating. Then, of course, it has a couple changes here. When firing an infernal shell, each type of shell consumed will increase the damage of the shot by 20%. When firing an infernal shot, if the shot does not consume any scattered shells. This seems kind of crazy with this hero. Each of the other type shells will increase the shot's AoE. Each time slotted shell is used, it increases the damage of all subsequent infernal shots by 2% until the end of battle. Doesn't show that there is a cap on that, guys. Usually it'll say up to 20%, things of that nature. Definitely a very, very cool high tech. All right, Fatal Fusillade. When Olgath hits the normal attack, he loads 1 shell into Death Knell in the order of their creation. If Death Knell is already loaded with all shell types, when Olgath hits with a normal attack will be upgraded into an infernal shot. This effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds. Then, of course, the plus 30 engraving. Each time an infernal shot hits Death Knell, Death Knell will be loaded with 1 shell of a type that hasn't been loaded. So again, guys, this seems like there's going to be a ton with this. Cataclysmic Roar. When Olgath receives melee damage exceeding 10% of his health, Death Knell will roar 3 times. Each roar will stun nearby enemies for a short time and knock them back. Can be triggered once every 15 seconds. So again, possibly front line on there. Then roar. Each type of the shell loaded in Death Knell. The damage of each roar is increased by 20% of the attack rating. Then, of course, this is the plus 60 engraving. The roar dispels any control effects affecting Olgath and causes Olgath to be immune to control effects for probably 3 seconds, I'm assuming. So that kind of keeps him from getting crowd controlled, which is nice. Plus, it is going to be giving him a crowd control effect, which again, on the PvP side, might be very, very cool to see. Signature item. Death Knell. So that is his little pet, guys. The number of times all targetable enemies are hit by the ultimate skill meet the condition for stopping the ultimate skill attack. Then it will prioritize targets with the lowest health. That could be definitely a finisher like an Ezio type move. After the Infernal shots have consumed all shells, his attack rating will be increased by 5%, up to 20%, up to 40% on a plus 20 signature item. If an Infernal shot is unable to deal any damage, Death Knell will regain all consumed shells. That seems pretty solid, guys. Let's check out this furniture. Each time a shell is loaded onto Death Knell, it permanently increases Olgath's accuracy by 10 points up to 80. Okay, that one's pretty good. Death Knell will be loaded with 3 of each type shell at the start of battle. Guys, so Death Knell is going to come fully loaded in here. That is pretty cool ability. Let's see what this guy looks like, guys. The picture, again, it looks pretty space age. Here we go. So there's the 3, I think the 3 different shots. 1, 2, boom. Those are pretty big AoE. There's the ultimate ability. Gonna be pretty interesting to see. And right there, we got a bunch of different shots in there. Here comes the ultimate ability. Huh. And you can see, guys, he's loading up the shots in there. Yeah, that's gonna be... This is a pretty unique hero. Absolutely. We're gonna have to see where his damage comes in. So who did they give us? It's so weird. I mean, they don't even give us another Hypogean hero in here. I'm gonna try front row, and I'm gonna put Palmer back here. Let's do... Hendrik, of course, is going to give him some mitigation up there. You know what? I'm going to put Rosaline just to follow him. Here he is, guys. Death Knell comes up. Fully loaded at this point, guys. All of those bullets. Look at that. Insane when he comes fully loaded. Comes a big retaliation. Look at that, 7 million damage. Wow. But like I was thinking, it seems like, guys, with him coming fully loaded, is kind of broken, right? The burst damage right off the bat is kind of crazy, especially being able to fire up to 30 shots each time the skill is used. That is kind of crazy, guys. All right, so that'll do it for the overview for Olgath. It seems like he is going to be very, very broken. Interesting design, very high tech in that, again, kind of unlike AFK. I know we did it with Queen, a couple other heroes. Guys, again, that'll do it for Olgath. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.